And I'm about to hook up the box blade. And I really need to trim up that tree line right there. That is bad. In any event, I'm about to hook up the box blade. And on the other side of the fence where that line of trees are, hopefully I could get close enough. The groundhogs, basically from the fence to where stuff is planted, I have a 10-foot buffer. That way I could run through with the bush hog, 2 passes, to keep everything low between the fence line and what's growing. The groundhogs made that little area over there. I mean, it's bad. It's like a freaking tank trap. So I'm gonna run through there with the box blade and see if I could fix it up a little bit, just to make it a little bit better, so that when I'm going through with the box blade. All my stuff are from Tractor Supply, and everything is made by Tartar. That's Tartar. The landscape rake, the box blade is Tartar, and the rotary cutter is Tartar. They all say county line on them. County line. County line. All this pokeweed. County line. They all say county line on them, but they're made by Tartar, and they're sold through Tractor Supply. That's a lot of pokeweed. I heard you could eat this stuff. I even heard you could eat the berries, just don't crunch the seeds. They say the berries are good for inflammation, like if you got arthritis, stuff like that. And if you boil the leaves at least 30 minutes, drain the water off and boil them again, you can make poke salad with them. And I heard it's really good. I heard it's really, really good. And I heard it's rich in vitamin A, I think it was. Who knows? I might try it one of these days before they turn red. When they really start to turn red, that's when the poison is really, really in them. But if you see me stop posting, all of a sudden one day, you know what happened. All right, let's hook up the box blade. All right, of course, we got to check the oil, check the coolant, check the sight glass on this thing. The reason I like parking on concrete is as I walk up to the machine, if I see any wet spots underneath, I know there is a potential issue. But this Yanmar, we'll say I'm a little over 3 years in ownership. This past April 2025 was 3 years. I've never walked up to this thing with any wet spots in the bottom. Never. It's about time to change the coolant too. But yeah, let's hook up the box blade. Do our checks, hook up the box blade, and go do something. box blade on, I decided to do some box blade work over here on the driveway. I really like a box blade. It's one of those tools you gotta practice to get good at it. A lot of people buy the box blade because they see videos on YouTube and they're like, oh man, that's exactly what I need. They get it, try it, it doesn't work out how they saw it on YouTube, and they get frustrated. You gotta practice. You have your own driveway, you have your own tractor, you have your box blade. Practice. Tear up the driveway and just keep working at it until you fix it. It's your driveway, it's your property. Practice. What I do is, someone just stopped and waved at me. What I like to do is keep the scarifiers at the same height. I don't move them. If I want the scarifiers to dig in, I tilt the box blade that way. Like the front of the box blade down, the back of it up, the scarifiers will dig in. If I want the front blade of the box blade, the blade closest to the tractor, to do more work, like to cut in, I tilt the box blade that way. The front of the blade closest to the tractor up, the back down. If I want to smooth, like if I want to grade, I'll do what I did initially. The front of the box blade down, and I keep the scarifiers at a certain height so that even with them at that height, they won't really affect what I'm doing with the blades. Tilt the front down, tint the rear of the blade up, so the back cutting blade will kind of like ride over the material, and the blade on the inside of the box will actually smooth. So it's like back dragging with the bucket, basically, if that makes any sense. So the back side of the inner blade is curved like that, so it's gonna like ride up over the material, and only really high points that you're trying to knock down anyway will get hit and pushed by the outer blade. So all they'll do is just knock down the high points. They'll eventually go under the blade, and the back side of the inner blade will just smooth them out, and it looks so good. Once you get good at the box blade, that doggone the land plane, I mean, don't get me wrong, if you have a long driveway to deal with and you really don't want to scoop up any materials, that land plane is like a set it and forget it. People that get frustrated with the box blade, they'll get a land plane, and they're like, oh man, this is so much better. A land plane can't do what a box blade can do. A box blade can do what a land plane can do. You just need more experience with it. And again, I've said it before, I grew up in heavy equipment. All right, the first piece of equipment I actually operated was a John Deere track hoe, like a tracked loader with the backhoe. It was my dad's, from my dad's business, and I just practiced on it. I ran excavators, of course, big trucks, tractor trailer, dump trucks, all that good stuff. I work on them, rebuilds, change clutches, all that good stuff. So yes, this is small to me, and I find when you're using the box blade, it's more akin to running a bulldozer. This is like running a bulldozer. So if you ever ran a bulldozer, if you use a box blade, just when you're backing up, just think of it, hey, I'm running a bulldozer. That's basically what it is. All right, let me get back at it. I wish I had done it before. I really wish I had done before. This thing was filled with vegetation. Most of what you see is just on the surface. The box blade actually rips it out. That's still in with this. If you put down fresh gravel like once a year, if you get a box blade, it rips it out. If you get a box blade, the box blade will pay for itself. Now, it depends on how much you pay for gravel. In like 1 or 2 runs with it, it'll pay for itself because you won't need the gravel. There's something to think about.